Hi, hi guys. I hope I'm audible to everyone. So we are scheduled for MCQs discussion. So next 30 to 40 minutes we will be discussing MCQ of the entire course. और फिर आज के सेशन के बाद बेसिकली अब हमारी MCQ डिस्कशन रैप अप हो जाएगी. नेक्स्ट वीक अब आपको सब कुछ कंप्लीट करना है, पास पेपर्स, कंटेंट लेक्चर्स. उसके नेक्स्ट वीक वी विल मीट एंड वी विल डिस्कस एंटायर पेपर ऑल टुगेदर. लास्ट ईयर के इंडिया यूके के पूरे पूरे पेपर हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. अब नेक्स्ट वीक तक आपको बेसिकली कोर्स रैप अप करना है. अब एमसीक्यू डिस्कशन रैप अप हो जाएगी. जो भी लेक्चर्स आपने मिस करे हैं पोर्टल पे अपलोड हो जाएंगे, वो वॉच कर लेना. एमसीक्यू लेक्चर्स बहुत सारे ऑलरेडी अपलोडेड भी हैं, तो वहां से भी आप वॉच करना. इस सेशन के बाद एमसीक्यू रैप्ड अप है अब हमारी साइड से. ठीक है, तो स्टार्ट करते हैं विद द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ द डे. क्वेश्चन 1C. A manufacturing company showing a consistent profit after tax but is facing significant reduction in its working capital position. Which of the following events best explains this divergence? So option is company has devalued the value of holding on its subsidiary due to an economic downturn. Company has increased the credit period to its customers during this period. Company has declared significant dividends in last few years. Company has been unable to use a major chunk of the inventory purchased during the previous years. Company has issued floating rate debt during a period of rising interest rates. So the question states that a manufacturing company showing a consistent profit after tax, ठीक है, लेकिन they are facing reduction in its working capital position. तो वो क्यों reduction है? इसमें साफ साफ आपके पास option consider है. तो give me the option for the first part. Rishabh says B. Yes, perfect. So when you have increased the credit period, automatically you will face issues in your working capital management. So answer to the first question is B, +2. नेक्स्ट देखो, कंपनी एबीसी हैज मेड 10 करोड़ प्रॉफिट इन 2020 to 21. It is expected that the company will continue to increase its profit by 10% each year. मतलब 2020-21 में प्रॉफिट है 10 करोड़, 21-22 में प्रॉफिट क्या होगा 10 into 1.1, 21 to 22 में प्रॉफिट क्या होगा 10 into 1.1, 22 to 23 में प्रॉफिट क्या होगा 10 into 1.1 into 1.1, 23 to 24 में 10 into 1.1 into 1.1 and so on. ठीक है, ऐसे सारी इयर्स का प्रॉफिट निकाल सकते हो. ऑन 31st March 2025 कंपनी इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू हैव अ टर्मिनल वैल्यू ऑफ 50 करोड़. So what's the value of X as at March 2022 if interest rate is 5% per annum? So ये आपका न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन है. इस पे अभी आपको कैश फ्लो समझने हैं. देखो, प्रॉफिट हमें 2020 टू 2021 में बोला है 10 करोड़ और हर साल प्रॉफिट इतने से इंक्रीज कर रहा है, तो उसके बेसिस पे आपको कंपनी की वैल्यू निकालनी है. तो 21 टू 22 में प्रॉफिट कितना हो जाएगा 10 into 1.1 विच इज 11. 22 टू 23 में प्रॉफिट हो गया 10 into 1.1 into 1.1 विच इज 12.1. 23 टू 24 में प्रॉफिट हो गया 10 into 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1 13.31. 24 टू 25 तक लेके जाएंगे, प्रॉफिट हो गया 10 into 1.1 into 1.1 into 1.1, तो 14.64. टर्मिनल वैल्यू कितनी है 50 करोड़. हमें वैल्यू निकालनी है मार्च 2022 पे, तो डिस्काउंटिंग करते हैं सबकी मार्च 2022 पे. इंटरेस्ट रेट है 5%, तो 12.1 को एक ईयर लेके जाना है, 13.31 को 2 ईयर पीछे लेके जाना है, 14.64 को 3 ईयर पीछे लेके जाना है, और सिमिलरली जो 50 आया है उसको भी 3 ईयर पीछे लेके जाना है. सो सॉल्व दिस एंड गेट योर वैल्यू. बेसिकली कभी भी अगर हमें कंपनी की वैल्यू निकालनी है तो इट इज नथिंग, इट इज जस्ट द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ ऑल द एक्सपेक्टेड कैश फ्लोज. तो क्वेश्चन में साफ साफ बोला है 2020 टू 21 में प्रॉफिट है 10, हर साल प्रॉफिट बढ़ रहा है 10%, डिस्काउंटिंग हो रही है 5%. यू कैन गेट योर आंसर. So answer becomes 79 crore. Value at March 2022 is 79 crores. Any doubts? Any issues in understanding? Moving on to the next question if there are no doubts. Mr. X has a business which is not listed on the stock exchange. So he has raised a debt of 5 crore from Mr. Y and promised to repay it in June 2021 to expand his business. However, he has been unable to repay it on time. So Mr. Y has filed a legal suit against Mr. X to get ownership of Mr. X house worth rupees 5 crore. However, the court ruled the case in favor of Mr. X. Why was the decision in favor of Mr. X? Mr. Y should allow him more time to repay the debt. Mr. X has a public limited company. Mr. Y should have asked for a guarantee before lending the money. Mr. X has a private limited company. Think and answer. 2022 का कैश फ्लो नहीं लेंगे ना हम, बिकॉज ये आपको वैल्यू निकालनी है मार्च 2022 पे. हम एज्यूम करेंगे कि बेसिकली एंड ऑफ द ईयर पे आपका 2022 से 2023 में जो प्रॉफिट आया उसको आप इंक्लूड करोगे ना. 2021 टू 2022 11 करोड़ वाले प्रॉफिट को क्यों इंक्लूड करेंगे? हमने एज्यूम किया 2020 से 2023 तक जो प्रॉफिट आया उसकी एक साल की डिस्काउंटिंग कर ली, और फिर 23 से 24 वाले की 2 साल की, एंड सिमिलरली 25 वाले की 3 साल की. So answer to question 3. Mr. X has private limited company. Perfect. Mr. X cannot have public limited company because located नहीं है स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में, और प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी है तो आपको पता है कि X का और कंपनी के डेट्स अलग अलग हैं. Mr. X will not be liable for the debts of the business. Next, which of the following risk is systematic in nature? Customer concentration risk for a company dealing with manufacture of base metal commodities, credit risk arising from small scale loans granted by microfinance institutions, cyber security risk arising from ransomware attacks, country risk for an offshore hedge fund dealing with global equities, natural risk of earthquake like catastrophes for a global reinsurer. So which of the following is systematic in nature? Customer concentration risk for a company dealing with manufacture of base metal commodities. It's a specific risk. Credit risk rising from small scale loans granted by microfinance, again specific risk. Cyber security risk arising from ransomware attacks. This is something which will be there irrespective of whichever company you invest in. It's a type of systematic risk. So answer should be C. कंट्री रिस्क फॉर एन ऑफशोर हेड फंड चेंज करोगे रिस्क खत्म हो जाएगा. आंसर इज सी. नेक्स्ट, the following financial items are not considered while computing tax liability of a company: dividend received, revenue, interest paid, dividend paid. रेवेन्यू कंसिडर होगा, इंटरेस्ट पेड कंसिडर होता है, डिविडेंड रिसीव भी कंसिडर होता है. डिविडेंड पेड कहाँ कंसिडर करते हैं हम लोग? लायबिलिटी कैलकुलेट करते समय डिविडेंड पेड को क्यों इंक्लूड करेंगे? आंसर विल बी डी. क्वेश्चन 7. Solve, give me the calculations, then your final answer. The share price of company XYZ is currently 100. Company is now offering 1-for-2 rights issue to all its existing shareholders at rupees 60. The two shareholders, Mr. A and Mr. B, react differently to the rights issue. Mr. A holds 100 shares and exercises his option for 50% of his holding. Mr. B holds 50 shares and does not exercise his option at all. So what's the value of holding for Mr. A and Mr. B after the rights issue? Very good question. This type of question is not there in your co-reading as well. It's a different type of question. अभी तक आपको एक्स-राइट शेयर प्राइस निकालने के लिए बोला है. अब based on whether they are exercising the right or not, you are supposed to calculate the value of holding after the rights issue for two different type of shareholders. So 2 minutes time for this question 7. So let's discuss. ठीक है, देखो, the share price of company XYZ Limited is currently आपको given है 100. Now see all the things that are provided to you. The company is offering 1 for 2 rights issue to all its shareholders at rupees 60. The two shareholders, Mr. A and Mr. B, react differently to the rights issue. Mr. A holds 100 shares and exercises his option for 50% of his holding. Mr. B holds 50 shares and does not exercise. तो पहले A के लिए निकालते हैं value of holding after the rights issue. See, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं ओरिजिनल वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर वो कितनी है 100. अब रिवाइज वैल्यू कितनी निकलेगी 1/3 इंटू 60 प्लस 2/3 इंटू 100. 86.67 आ गई मेरी शेयर की रिवाइज वैल्यू. अब करंट होल्डिंग की वैल्यू निकालते हैं. अब कितने थे 100 इंटू 100 मिस्टर ए के लिए 10,000. ये तो पहले वैल्यू ऑफ करंट होल्डिंग. अब नंबर ऑफ एडिशनल शेयर्स कितना हुआ 50%. तो 100 इंटू 50% बेसिकली डिवाइडेड बाई 2 विच इज 25. अब वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर्स आफ्टर होल्डिंग कितना हो गया नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स 100 प्लस 25 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 86.67 which will turn out to be 10,883. अब सेम ऐसे बी के लिए वैल्यू ऑफ करंट होल्डिंग क्या है 15 to 100 which is 5,000. एडिशनल शेयर्स कितने हुए 50% इंटू सॉरी 50 इंटू 0% बाई 2 विच इज 0. कोई भी एडिशनल शेयर्स नहीं आए तो कितना हो गया वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर आफ्टर होल्डिंग 50. लेकिन अब वैल्यू विल बी 87 विच इज 433. So original shares multiplied by original value that was initial holding. In increased shares multiplied by revised value of shares will give me final holding. Any doubts in this question? Moving on to the next part, guys. Be active. Company ABC is planning to acquire company XYZ for a value of 100 million in all cash deal. Company XYZ has a net worth of 120 million according to its financial statement on the date of takeover. The difference of 20 million can be attributed. बहुत easy है. प्लानिंग आप एक्वायर कर रहे हो फॉर अ वैल्यू ऑफ 100 मिलियन, उनकी नेट वर्थ थी 120, डिफरेंस है नेगेटिव गुडविल. 120 की नेटवर्थ आप 100 पे कैसे एक्वायर कर सकते हो? नेक्स्ट देखो, व्हाट इज नॉट अ मोटिव फॉर ग्रोथ? हायर इंटेग्रिटी, इंक्रीज प्रॉफिट्स, लोअर रिस्क ऑफ प्रेडिक्टिंग कॉम्पिटिटर्स, स्टेबल वर्कफोर्स. हायर इंटेग्रिटी इज नॉट अ मोटिव फॉर ग्रोथ. Smartphone distributor having multiple store. This is not in course now. We can skip this. Let's move now to the next set of questions. So attempt question 1. A small penalty has been imposed upon general insurance country by the regulator for breaching a guideline. As per materiality concept, while preparing financial statements, insurer should disclose the penalty since regulatory breach is a significant event. Should not disclose the penalty because insurer might get a bad reputation for a minor breach. Not disclose the fine since penalty amount is not material. Disclose only if regulator specifically asks the insurer to do so. So answer to the first question. Guys, answer to the first question. Simple है देखो. A small penalty has been imposed upon a general insurance company by the regulator for breaching a guideline as per materiality concept while preparing financial statements. चाहे मतलब बेसिकली स्मॉल पेनल्टी है. हम मटीरियलिटी कॉन्सेप्ट क्या कहता है कि आपको इररिलेवेंट चीजें नहीं लिखनी, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आप पेनल्टी नहीं लिखोगे. So it should disclose penalty because regulatory breach is a significant event. So answer becomes A. For the first part, answer becomes A. Next देखो, in the statement of financial position, equity can arise by sale of shares, revaluation of non-current assets, increase in market capitalization, retention of profit. Sale of shares, revaluation, retention of profit, तीनों से equity बढ़ सकती है. तो answer is D. Increase in market capitalization does not lead to rise in equity. So answer to the second part becomes D. +2 for all those who have answered D. Which of the following is not a consideration for trade receivables management? Which of the following is not a consideration for trade receivables management? Credit rating check करेंगे, prior trade experience करेंगे, customer bank balance करेंगे. Profit margin से क्या हमें मतलब है? Credit rating, trade experience, customer. We will not check for the profit margins. So answer is D. For the third question, answer is D. Fourth, not to be done. Fifth, देखो. What's the nature of relationship between market price of a share and payout ratio of the company? दो ratios के बीच relation बताना है. Nature of relationship between market price of a share and payout ratio. Is there any link between market price and payout ratio, guys? Payout ratio is independent, increases with market price but at a constant rate, increases with market price but at an increasing rate. As market price increases, payout ratio decreases. What's the answer to the fifth question? Independent है. Payout ratio has no link to market price. Sixth देखो. Who of the following is legally responsible for the commitment owed by a private limited to its lenders? Ultimately, who is responsible for the commitment? It's the directors of the company who are responsible. Auditor responsible नहीं है, shareholder responsible नहीं है, CFO responsible नहीं है. It's the director of the company who is responsible for the commitment owed by private limited company to its shareholder, to its lenders. Next question देखो. An actuarial consultant in India is due to receive a payment in US dollar from an overseas client on 31st December 2021. The consultant has decided to buy an option to protect himself from fluctuations in value of US dollar. Which of the following is most important aspect of the option contract that he should purchase? American option, European option, call option to buy dollars, put option to sell dollars. So obviously, see, if you are due to receive a payment of dollar, आपके पास option होना चाहिए कि आप sell कर सकते हो. So it should be a put option to sell dollars. Buy option क्यों चाहिए आपको? Which is the best measure of cost of retained profits in a business? Retained earnings are a cost-free source of finance. Cost of retained earnings is same as that of weighted average cost of capital. It's the same as that of ordinary share capital. Cost of retained earnings is same as that of preference shares. जैसे same as of ordinary share capital. Anyone else who feels that for question 8 there should be some other option, please comment in the chat section, guys. Be active. Why life insurance company statements are produced in a conservative way? This is not a true statement for insurance companies. अंडरलाइंग लाइबिलिटीज आर जनरली बोथ लॉन्ग टर्म एंड डिफिकल्ट टू एस्टिमेट. जहां पर लाइफ की बात आ गई वहां पर लॉन्ग टर्म नेचर को सर्च करो, दूसरे पॉइंट्स पे जाने की नीड ही नहीं है. जहां मुझे लॉन्ग टर्म दिख गया इसका मतलब इसी का ही क्वेश्चन है. Why financial valuers generally calculate EBITDA? Less prone to fluctuations, depreciation and amortization are not real costs. Valuers are only interested in performance before tax. EBITDA is regarded as less prone to manipulation. Reason आपको सामने है. Less prone to manipulation. ना आप depreciation में manipulation कर सकते हो, ना आप basically earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization. जिसमें भी subjectivity है उसको हमने include ही नहीं किया. डेप्रिसिएशन में सब्जेक्टिविटी है, अमोर्टाइजेशन में सब्जेक्टिविटी है, इंटरेस्ट में मैनिपुलेशन हो सकती है. उसके अलावा रेवेन्यू वर्सेस ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस, एडमिन एक्सपेंसेस में क्या मैनिपुलेशन होगी? तो आंसर बिकम्स डी. एनी डाउट्स इन द क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस सो फार? बिकॉज इसके बाद फिर हम एमसीक्यूज अब डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे. We will do the entire subjective questions discussion. Let's discuss few more questions before we wrap up for the day. Next question 1 देखो. Which of the following statements with respect to IASB are correct? IASB stands for International Accounting Standardization Board. IASB has no authority to require compliance with its accounting standards. While setting international accounting standards, IASB does not collaborate with national accounting standard setters in different countries because it should operate truly independently. Choose the correct option. Think wisely and then answer. IASB is International Accounting Standard Board. First is not correct. The option left is B. Answer is B. Management of ABC Limited is considering change of method used for calculation of depreciation for a machine purchased last year from straight line to reducing balance. Machine was purchased for 10 lakhs and was estimated to have a life of 5 years with estimated residual value of 1 lakh at the end of 5th year. What's the impact on accounting profit because of this change? स्ट्रेट लाइन से रिड्यूसिंग बैलेंस पे आ रहे हैं. चेक कर लो डेप्रिसिएशन कितना बढ़ रहा है, उसके हिसाब से आप इम्पैक्ट चेक कर सकते हो. सो व्हाट्स द आंसर टू क्वेश्चन 2? Using the same formula, using the formula for calculation of straight line depreciation and reducing balance depreciation, check the impact. So machine management is considering change of method used for calculation of depreciation for a machine purchased last year from straight line method to reducing balance method. Machine was purchased for 10 lakh and was estimated to have useful lifetime of 5 years with estimated residual value of 1 lakh at the end of 5th year. What is the impact on accounting profit because of this change? So Rishabh says B. How is gain of approximately 2 lakhs? आप स्ट्रेट लाइन से रिड्यूसिंग बैलेंस पे जाओगे, ऑब्वियसली लॉस ही होगा. आप डेप्रिसिएशन कंपेयर करो एंड यू कैन गेट योर आंसर. इट विल बी लॉस ऑफ अप्रोक्सीमेटली 50,000. नेक्स्ट देखो क्वेश्चन 3. A Limited has made investments in 3 companies. 30% holding in X, right to appoint 3 by 10 directors. 55% holding in Y, right to appoint 4 by 10 directors. 10% holding in Z, right to appoint 6 by 10 directors. तो कौन सी सब्सिडरीज हुई? वाई लिमिटेड सब्सिडरी है क्योंकि वहां पे आपकी 55% होल्डिंग है, और जेड भी सब्सिडरी है क्योंकि आप वहां पे मैक्सिमम राइट टू अपॉइंट डायरेक्टर्स है. तो आंसर इज वाई एंड जेड. एक्स नहीं है, ना तो होल्डिंग है ना मेजोरिटी राइट है. जेड में होल्डिंग नहीं है लेकिन मेजोरिटी राइट है. वाई में मेजोरिटी होल्डिंग है, राइट नहीं है. तो आंसर इज वाई एंड जेड. फोर्थ वी डोंट हैव टू डू. Fifth देखो, investors might be willing to pay higher multiple of the earning per share of company as opposed to another because they expect earnings to grow rapidly. They consider earnings to be less risky. So which of the statements is correct? They expect earnings to grow rapidly. That's why they are willing to pay higher multiple. They consider earnings to be less risky. Definitely, जब दोनों चीजें हैं, they are ready to pay higher multiple. So answer is return as well as risk. Preference shares are more like debt than equity. Why? Why they are more like debt than equity? Tax treatment, ability to buy and sell, fixed nature. कि अगर प्रॉफिट होगा तो फिक्स डिविडेंड मिलेगा. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर लाइक डेट. जैसे इंटरेस्ट फिक्स रहता है इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ प्रॉफिट और लॉस, ऐसे अगर प्रॉफिट होगा तो दे विल गेट फिक्स डिविडेंड. So because of fixed nature of participation in profits, answer is C. In a limited liability company, who bears the legal responsibility for financial affairs? Again, जहां पे भी ultimately legal responsibility है वो board of directors की है. Same question है. What's the most appropriate about cost of providing finance from retained earnings? ये अभी हमने किया था. No cost, less expensive, equally expensive, more expensive. अभी हमने देखा है equally expensive. Retained earnings are same as expensive as ordinary share capital. Answer is C. अगर आप अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस करके जाओगे, if you are practicing multiple questions, multiple MCQs, say from 2012 onwards, hardly you will get any question which you don't know. The reason why we are not able to perform well is because of lack of practice. If you feel that we are just attending lectures and we are not completing all the lectures, all the videos, we are not completing tests and assignments, you won't be able to clear. Maximization of profit is less acceptable corporate objective than maximization of shareholder wealth. What explains this correctly? It's really to the director's advantage to improve profit. Profit is a short term measure. Perfect. मुझे देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. हम प्रॉफिट को नहीं सोच रहे हैं. My objective is maximization of shareholder wealth because profit is just a short measure of performance. NPV method is considered to be the most consistent and relevant basis for selection of projects. Which of the situations creates the threat to validity of evaluating projects using NPV? Net present value ignores risk. Shareholders may disagree with the results of NPV calculation. Calculation of NPV can lead to two solutions. Managers may wish to undertake the project for selfish reasons and could manipulate. Perfect answer is D. Shareholders may disagree with the results of NPV calculation. That's not the reason. क्योंकि एनपीवी में आप सारे कैश फ्लोज प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हो. एनपीवी में इग्नोर, हम रिस्क को नहीं इग्नोर कर रहे हो, हम उसमें सारे कैश फ्लोज ले रहे हैं. टू सॉल्यूशंस नहीं हो सकते. अल्टीमेटली एक ही प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकल के आएगी. Yes, we can manipulate NPV. Managers can undertake the project for selfish reasons, can manipulate the analysis. So answer is D. To see, we have done multiple questions practice. Take around 30 questions हमने practice करे हैं. So this is how you are supposed to practice for your exams. Maybe you can devote 2 days only for MCQs and you can just practice the entire MCQs of your specific society. Next 2 days for 5 markers questions. Next say 5-7 days for 20 markers. So this should be your plan. अभी हमने 20 मार्कर्स के भी काफी सेशन ले लिए. एमसीक्यू भी हमने डिस्कस कर लिया. मेन जो प्रोजेक्ट एनालिसिस और रेशियोज वाले क्वेश्चन होते हैं वो भी बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस कर लिए. नेक्स्ट सेशन में वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग द एंटायर सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर पेपर ऑल टुगेदर साइमल्टेनियसली. ठीक है देन. सो विद दिस वी कैन रैप अप फॉर द डे. थैंक यू.